Okay, so this is a 1977 Bally Night Rider. It was available in an EM or a solid state, which this one, as you can see with the plasma displays, is a solid state. Um, I tried doing a different type of video for this one, and basically they came out horrible. No one's going to want to watch them. I went as far as like, I haven't even been through this game. I haven't put it together. So let's put the head on. Let's open it up and find everything together and go step by step. And it's way too detailed, way too long, too boring, um, too much dead silence. It's just me just trying to figure things out and go step by step. Um, so basically, um, picked this up a little bit ago. Um, it was just dead. That was really all the information I had to go on. It was as far as the rubbers were just laying on the playfield. Um, that was about it. So, first thing, open up the back box. It did have battery relocation on it, but the batteries were severely corroded. So I undid that, put a new relocation thing on it, and it booted up. So that was good. Um, so no damage to the MPU. It's fine. The battery relocation did its job, but it still failed on itself. It just didn't take anybody else out with it. So that was good. Um, the next step, it did have a couple burnt solenoids. Um, so going through that, I found, kind of like the rectifier board, the connectors needed redone. The solenoid driver board I had found where I guess somebody had soldered it and jumped a couple of solder points because, like, if you hit a pop bumper, the drop targets would reset. That just kind of needed done. Nothing major. I did have to re-epoxy. I can't see the screen, but the V right here of all the interstate signs of the advanced bonus, your bonus value. Bunch of those had to be epoxy back into place. Um, they are still sunken a little bit, but it was kind of to the point where if I rose the insert all the way up, it would actually kind of almost be like a speed bump because the wood around it was like tapered down. So I had to leave them just a little bit sunk, just so it'd be a smooth transition for the ball, and it wasn't, just smacking the edges of the inserts. So had to do a little bit of a compromise there. So now I would say it's kind of normal. For an old game, it's not horrible. It was horrible. So I consider that good success. Also, like the top parts of all those interstate logos, I had to touch all those up because those were just bare wood. Um, Went through, did LEDs through the whole thing. These are Comet 2 SMDs for the GIs. And for all the inserts, I just did, they were just like a flat top LED that I had, that I'd taken out from another game. So, nothing really specific. Bat The back glass on this is perfect. It is just in immaculate condition. So it's got that going for it. Um, Cab's in good shape. Playfield has, some minor little flaking and stuff. It has been touched up in a bunch of spots. The pop bumpers had to be completely rebuilt. The bodies were like had holes on the left and right from the ring slamming up and down and broke holes in all of them. So they got new skirts, new bodies, new caps. I changed it all over to red posts instead of the antique white kind of things, which I did most of them that way. Like 90% of them are red, and then I have some whites kind of in some key locations. Like those are in that center target. Those are brand new, but they're whites. Went with white rubbers. Um, let's see. That was really. It was kind of just yeah. Rebuilt the flippers, obviously. The plungers, the bushings. Kind of went through that. Mm, Apron looks. I just noticed that says Silver Ball Mania on the apron card there. Um, but the apron looks like perfect. It just, I guess, it needs a new set of cards. um, Plays good, sounds good. Um, right now, it is set up to be the most liberal that it can possibly be set up. So if you hit down all 5 of the left, it goes ahead and resets. You don't have to do the 5 on the right. So if you hit down one set, it'll automatically light extra ball on both sides. Um, and then right now it's set up to like extra ball at 50,000, 100,000, and 150,000. I don't know. We played several games on it. I really just kind of figured it out, like, or got it set up yesterday morning. And then I had my tournament at the house last night, so I was kind of more worried about let's go through the arcade, get those games cleaned up, make sure everything's fine. Um, so messing around at it, like we've only made it to like 85,000. So you'll feel like you did a lot of work, and then you look up and it'll be like 2,000 points. It won't be much. So it's a pretty low scoring game, but somehow, some way, I don't know. The high score on this is 331, so that would have been a really long game. So Um, one thing I learned about this older one with the factory original MPU, there's no attract mode. So, um, yeah, that was one thing that kind of caught me off guard. I was expecting, the lights to move because the back glass was working. Um, so I was just kind of like, wait, is it stopped or what was going on? And then I would go back and look at my older chimed SS's, my other ones that I've had, and I was like, those had attract mode. And I'm trying to figure out what's going on. As soon as you do like an all-tech MPU or something like that, or an aftermarket MPU, um, they add attract mode to these. So the original ones, yeah, I googled it and someone was like, "How come I don't? What's going on with my game?" And they're like, "That's not a feature." Oh, okay. So, and then I was actually having a hard time just finding. There's only a couple gameplay videos of this online at all that I could find. So here's one that's essentially, besides LEDs, this one's all original. Um, this is the first one where I had where the back glass actually swings out. Normally you lift the back glass out. This whole door is on a hinge, so that's kind of interesting. Um, so besides that, I guess we'll go ahead and just play a couple of games. Unfortunately, yeah, those other videos are just like complete crap. So no big deal if you're not missing much. This will just be a one and done. We'll just go straight to gameplay, show you what's going on. You've seen me, everything I've done on this game, you've seen me do it before. It was just I was going to try doing like a in-depth video, and I'm way too boring for in-depth videos. So anyway, here we go. Let's play a couple games, see if we can at least break 50,000. 7,000. It does rip spinners nice on this. There we go. So that just let my 2 extra balls. So if I take out any out lane, it's basically just a ball save at that point. That's not a ball save. Decent ball though. I got 35,000 going into ball 3. Oh, there we go. I got an extra ball, 54,000. This is one game I actually decided, I was like, well, do I just want to go ahead and I've always wanted to do a hard top, and they do offer like Outside Edge, or I forget the name of them. But they offer the hard top 2.0, was just released for this game not too long ago, like a couple months. Um, so those are about 350 bucks. Really, it doesn't need parts. You just strip the play field, sand it all down, get it all smooth. I'd probably go ahead and just buy, new clear inserts for the whole thing. Um, I hope you could find arrows. I know you can find all the other ones, but I'm not sure about the arrows. But then you basically put new inserts in it. or polish them clear, as shiny as you can get them. And then it's just like a really hard laminate that um, put down on top of the playfield, and it's painted, so it's all new paint, all that stuff. And then you just reinstall everything. So supposedly it's only about like a 5 or 6 hour job. This would be a pretty quick game. It'd be pretty simple. Um, so I think you're going to spend more time kind of like sanding it and doing some prep. I think you have to put down like a thin coat of polyurethane on top of the bare wood before you lay down the new hard top. But besides that, I've always wanted to try one, so I kind of thought about maybe doing it to this one. So that was almost my grand champion. My grand champion, I think, is 83,000, and that was 80. So let's go ahead and we'll play one more game. This isn't that long of a video, and since I'm only doing one, I mean, I assume if you knock down all 10 targets and was kind of got through that a little bit more, your points would start racking up. But I don't ever see me hitting 331. I'd be shocked if I broke 100. I would have said, 3,000 points. I will say, like on chimed SSs, I love ripping the spinner, and that's probably not the best way to go about points because it's only worth 100 points to spin. So, but like hitting the targets is like 3,000 or whatever. 8,000 points going into ball 3. I just tightened up those top 2 switches, so I'm glad to see that they're working good. The top 2 is in like above those top pop movers. There's a switch on the left and right of that saucer up there, and they were a little numb last night, so this morning, extra ball. Yeah, on the left and right of that saucer up top. I can't see my hand in the video, but yeah, there's 2 switches up there, and you had to hit them hard to get it to go off. So I tightened them up. Not that they're worth much, but when it's bouncing around, there's no music on these, so you get the ball bounce around, it's hitting stuff and not making noise. It's not as exciting. You want to hear those bells. That was a quick game. We'll do one more. It is a fun game. I do enjoy it. Oh. I should be going for the targets. I guess here's a question, if you're still paying attention at this point. What's your favorite chimed SS? I've had most of the Bally's, I think. I'm trying to think of one I haven't had by Bally. I would like to get a Stars, but that's a Stern. Same parts. But because now I have a Flight 2000, I've had a couple Meteors. I have a Galaxy. So I'd like to get a Stars. And then maybe eventually someday maybe have all 4 at the same time. But let's see. You have Night Rider, 8 Ball, Matahari, Bobby Orr. Feeling I'm forgetting one. Bobby Orr's good. I'm not a huge fan of the upper flippers on that, but it's weird. I think they're all pretty fun. Matahari is probably the most basic, but it's nice because if you get that saucer shot down, you can just keep racking up the playfield, and it has a playfield multiplier where this one doesn't. So. Oh, strikes and spares. How did I forget? The one my buddy has. That's a good game. That's a lot of rollovers. He's probably yelling at his computer before I was like, I know I'm missing one. He's like, strikes and spares, you moron. I just need about a 10-foot wall so I can get all of them on the same wall. Just have all of the Bally chimed SS's in a row and just put them in age order. That was a crap. I'm on ball 2 with, okay, I'm going into ball 2 with 5,000 points. Aww. I think someone had the glass out when they did 331. They were testing the switches. Something was stuck. I'm going to see if I can backhand that top target right there. It's going to be a no. Okay, lit the extra balls at least. Ooh. So that ball alone added like 40,000, and maybe I'll get to 50,000, so I'll get it shoot again. 5,000 is a long way away when your saucer is only at 50. Not even close. Well, maybe I'm at 3,000. Oh, nope, didn't happen. So we'll end this video like all my other videos in dramatic disappointment. So there you go. See you guys later.